Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this afternoon, Michael, followed by other host and Culture Corner person, Sage.
That's me.
And we are going to be talking about the new Code Geass.
Rosé of the recapture.
That. Up to episode 4. Technically, episode 5 is out as of recording this, but I forgot about the show existing.
That's fair.
I was doing shit last week, so I have not seen episode 5. And also, at some point,
we'll transition into season 4.
So spoilers for The Boys season 4 in totality.
I was gonna say probably spoilers for season of The Boys to what's currently out.
And also for
probably all of Code Geass and
we're not going to talk much about Code Geass
I know,
it
but
is our anime club episode.
No, you're absolutely right, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of context for background,
right.
Like, we will have to say some things that can't be ignored.
I mean, we could.
I mean, you could, but like that's wrong.
And up to episode 4 of Rosé. So
yeah,
there's your warning. But I guess we could do real quick general thought of Code Geass and Boys season 4.
Sure.
Of just baseline thought.
Yeah. For Rosé of the recapture, I will say, it's so funny because the first time I watched the opening, I was like, you know what, this isn't really for me. Like, I don't feel the vibe. But the more I watch it, the more I like it. Like, the song, it really does slap.
I think I'm
like, I don't know how
indifferent.
I feel about the visuals because I think they're a little bit boring, but not that like Code Geass has had really, their openings have always been kind of like,
let's be honest,
generic.
The only good Code Geass opening is Flow.
Yeah.
Colors Flow? Colors? Is it by Flow?
I think it's Colors is the name.
Is it by Flow? Is that where I'm getting Flow from?
But I actually am really enjoying the song. And then in terms of general the aesthetic, it's very Code Geass.
It is by Flow.
It's very Code Geass. I think the fight choreo and animation for the mechs, like, they just take it up another level every single time. Like, they really are, in my opinion, at least in terms of like fighting choreo, because their mechs have more mobility than other mech designs. So I feel like, in my opinion, they're really king in terms of like just crazy levels of like fluid animation, great speed, great camera work. Especially in this one, I noticed the camera work is going off the rails.
Wait, you think that Code Geass has better fight choreography than Gundam?
I don't think they have better fight choreography than current Gundam, but if we're talking about past Gundams, I would say yes for sure. Because if you think about a lot of like older Gundam, and when I say older, I don't even mean older, I mean like 2010 and back, like the fight choreo was a lot more just gun blasting.
I can feel Eamon's fury from here.
But you know what? Like, at least for me, the Gundam fighting has never been the intrigue for me. Like, I like more of like the political drama. Like, I like the way Gundams look.
Right.
But for me, like, the mobility and like range of motion that the Nightmares have, I always liked more, and I like that they're a more sleek design.
Hold on, I gotta figure out if I'm mad or not.
If you're what?
Mobile Suit Gundam. Iron.
I was gonna say, are you looking up Iron Blooded Orphans?
Orphans release schedule.
I feel like that was like 2015.
Okay, it was. I don't have to be mad.
It was 2015?
It was.
Wow.
October 4th, 2015.
I am good.
If it was pre-2010, I would have to be mad.
No, I knew for a fact it was not pre-2010.
I didn't think it was either, but I thought it was a funny bit.
I was going to say actually pre-2015, but I was like, I actually don't know if it came out in 2015 or in 2014, so let me not say that and do like a more broad blanket statement to cover myself.
If we do another, like next year, if we do another
long show?
Yeah, one-off long shows, I might Iron-Blooded Orphans.
That's a good pick.
But I feel like
Kat
might
would
hate it.
actually hate her life. Like if she, I think she.
It'll depend on how she feels about Code Geass.
I think she's going to like certain elements of Code Geass, but I think once the mechs are on screen, her eyes will glaze over.
I mean, she did like One Piece.
She did like One Piece, but like I can see why she will. I feel like
There's a lot of character and drama in both shows.
it's true, but I feel like the I think she can handle enjoying action in a shonen that's like fight, punch, kick, as opposed to like giant robots smashing into each other. Like that's a different brand of fighting, if that makes sense.
But the giant robots punching each other has childhood trauma. It's not just punch, punch, kick, kick.
Yeah.
It's childhood trauma, punch, punch.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma, kick, kick.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I think she's gonna like certain aspects of Code Geass, and then others not so much.
Yeah, depending on her reaction to Code Geass, we'll possibly judge it with what I go with. But anyway, did you have any other basic thoughts?
No, for basic, that was basically it.
Okay. The boys.
Boys season 4. I don't know. I already talked about my issues with Frenchie's storyline, and it's weird because it doesn't.
Yeah, we did talk about that because we were like, he got really hot randomly.
He got really hot randomly, but then
Good for him.
But then they gave him like a literal nothing storyline to go off of.
They really did, but he's so hot.
But then even after Colin, he continues having a nothing storyline. It's really weird. Like, I don't know why they decided.
They weirdly push him out of the story for a hot minute.
Yeah, and then they try to have this like whole thing of like.
No spoilers.
Oh, I am so sorry. Thank you.
No spoilers.
Sorry. Yeah. So I still kind of have a problem with Frenchie's overall storyline.
I do love Frenchie though.
And that's what hurts me is because I love Frenchie. Like he's always been one of my favorite characters, and I think the actor who plays him, he's just so good in the role.
He really is.
You know, like.
And he was never not attractive, but this season they figured out his look.
No, I think they just were like,
Damn.
we got it locked in this season, and I think it's also in part like the styling. I think is much better for him this season. He just looks a little more put together, whereas like in the previous seasons, I feel like they were just throwing anything on him with like no real thought.
Yeah.
Whereas this season, I feel like he has like a look, if you will. Like, you know how like Mother's Milk, he has a look?
Yeah.
Very distinctive brand for him.
Frenchie was always punk, essentially.
I know, but like
He always just had tattered random shit.
punk that wasn't thought.
No. Because
Through.
I think, which I do think is on brand with Frenchie though.
I guess.
Because he wouldn't give a shit.
I guess. Maybe in this
But now
season
he's
he
hot.
decided to give a shit.
Yeah, but now he's hot, so.
But
He looked at himself in the mirror and went, damn, I'm looking good. All right, I got to get some better clothes.
I will say overall, I just feel like the writing was a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
I think certain plot threads, I was like, I don't really know. Either I think they didn't need to have them, or they just needed to be built upon better, because in seasons 1 through 3 they do a really good job like with the forward momentum of plot threads, and like you're never really like left wanting.
Yeah.
In this season, and maybe because season 5 is the finale, that they're like, we can kind of stretch it out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Like, I'm gonna reserve my main judgments for right now, but
Season 4 definitely more feels like a trailer for season 5 than it does its own little. Like, a lot of things don't change.
yeah, it's less of a through line story like in seasons 1 through 3, where like there's a definitive finish and end to the season.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they start and end mostly in the same spot.
Yeah.
But general thought. So at least general thought for Rose, for the first four episodes is, I think a lot of the characters are pretty good. None of them are Colin, though. So that's like.
So that's an automatic
50
thumbs down
points,
for you.
Yeah. It goes from like being like an A to like a D minus. No Colin.
No life.
No life. There's a girl that tries to be Colin, but she's not Colin.
Sad.
Yeah. The main characters are pretty interesting. The power is interesting. The main guy's Gundam. Main guy's Nightmare. Pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
Great aesthetic with the blue like and red, and like the detail on like the shoulder pads and like cross guard thing. Like the pretty good. So far I'm liking it. I mean, I guess that's mostly my opinion. Like, I'm liking it, but I would not be sitting here like people need to be watching this right now. Although, I will say people should be watching it because Disney will just be like, oh, didn't make any money, so fuck it. We're not doing it anymore because Disney doesn't advertise any anime ever. And so, literally, I feel like everything I ever saw about Rose was people being like, oh, wait, Code Geass has a sequel?
That was me. I didn't even know that this was coming out until Eamon had already, I think, watched the first 3 episodes and he was talking about it, and I was like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep. Yeah. Because Disney sucks. So definitely like go watch it. Support the anime, but it has not blown me away yet. But I do agree that the fight choreography is pretty good. The nightmares are pretty cool, and I'm interested to see where the story goes. Although the story does kind of feel like they were like, we know how original Code Geass ended, but we're gonna backtrack a bit. And I'm like, all right, cool. Take that as you will. We'll get into it in spoilers. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. And for the boys, yeah, like I said, it kind of feels like they start and end in the same place. Like there's not a lot of forward progression, and even certain episodes, like there's an entire episode where nothing has changed from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
You still end up in the same spot. There was just more bloodshed.
Yeah.
But nothing changed for any of the characters.
I feel like this season is just suffering.
Yeah, but like not in a way
but
that's
not
like,
in a way that affects the plot.
Yeah.
Just characters suffering.
There's also a whole point where you find out that what's her name? Erin Moriarty?
Starlight?
Yeah.
Annie?
But the actual
Erin Moriarty,
yeah,
yes.
Erin Moriarty. Can actually act. They just don't give her anything.
Yeah.
But there's a point where you're like, oh shit, she's a really good actress. They just don't give her anything to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, I don't think it's bad. One of our friends, Justin, thinks it is like Game of Thrones season 8 level bad.
No.
I disagree entirely.
I disagree.
I think there are plot lines that don't need to be had. I think that there are episodes that kind of just go nowhere.
This is
but
Game
like,
of Thrones.
It's season 8 show ruiningly bad.
No, this is Game of Thrones season 5 and 6 where you are like, oh, this feels different. But there's still really high highs, if that makes sense. But the overall package, you're like, is just not definitively as good as seasons 1 through 4.
But it mostly just gets annoying with the amount of like, oh, is this gonna happen? And it's like, nope, never mind. We got to get back to where they were before. So I guess not. And you're like, okay, but what's the justification for that? Where it's yeah, it's fine. Like I wouldn't say not watch it. I think it'll be interesting enough that like, hey, it's a good enough setup for season 5, the finale.
Here's the thing. I wasn't bored watching it.
I wasn't.
I was entertained the entire time. I think the only difference in terms of my enjoyment is that, yes, I was entertained the whole time, but I did feel a dip in quality in terms of just the writing.
I would agree.
I think
everything else is pretty good.
Everything else has been the same level of quality. Just the writing has just gone down a step down.
Yeah.
But not like catastrophic by any means.
But it is absolutely the weakest season.
Yes, you can feel that it's different for sure.
All right. Well, there's the general thoughts on those two things. So I guess start with Rose.
Sure.
And then we'll go to the boys whenever we're done because it's 4 episodes.
Yeah,
so
it's quick.
Yeah. All right. Spoilers from here on out. So if you haven't watched either show, leave. I'll mention it when we go to the boys too.
Yeah.
All right. Rose. So they do absolutely backtrack from the end of Code Geass, right?
Oh, with this whole like Neo
back to the 11s, like.
Okay, so what's funny though is like they are definitely backtracking in terms of like I think they say this as the setup in episode 1 of like, okay, they disbanded Britannia's like global control.
Yeah.
And then there was peace and prosperity. And I don't think we yet to find out how far ahead this is, but our guess is what, 10, 15 years?
Somewhere around there.
Okay, so let's say it's like 10, 15 years.
So Lelouch hasn't aged at all.
Nobody has. Like, everyone looks literally the same.
Fucking Nina.
But actually, would Lelouch age, though, at this point?
Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't he?
Because isn't he, C2 now?
She's
immortal.
I don't really remember. Let's not get it super specific into it.
Okay, because I was going to say, if he's what I think,
I don't
he
remember.
wouldn't age
I guess
anyway.
That's fair, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident that's what it is, that he is a Geass holder now, but I don't think he has the power.
Yeah.
Like C2.
Yeah. I mean, I get if you're listening to the spoilers for this, you've watched Code Geass, but the only reason I don't want to get into it is because we are literally having an anime.
No, you're absolutely right.
So.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, so then you have like the upstart of Neo Britannia. Although I'm a little confused because like you're saying you disbanded this global superpower, but like not really.
I think they did, but it's like
because they seem way too strong. Or do you think that like the Neo-Britannians are extra mad with Japan because Japan is technically the country that brought them down? Does that make sense?
I was gonna say it's like Nazis and neo-Nazis, or like neo-Nazis
no,
are still a thing.
No, I understand, but I'm saying like because they capture Japan first, like right away.
Somehow, even though they say they have a barrier that they can't get into.
Yeah.
Somehow, it's an internal coup, but like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's just like they take all Japan's shit.
Yeah.
So, but like I don't know, it feels like a backtrack, which is like it doesn't hamper the story at all. Like it's whatever, but it does just feel like they needed a setup, and they were like, let's just do what it was before.
Yeah, let's just do the Empire again.
Yeah, let's just do the Empire again. Oh, look, the 11s are back. They're back to being 11s and not treated like humans. And you're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Why? But
although
all right.
I will say, like, I know that it was not like peachy and nice in Code Geass, but I feel like especially when we meet the like two brothers who are part of the Britannian military, I'm like, damn, these guys are extra evil.
Oh,
the ones that were like randomly executing like
Yeah.
civilians on the bridge.
Yeah.
I was like, really hammer it home that these guys are evil.
Oh, super evil.
Oh my god.
But then they get fucked. So.
Yeah, they get fucked. But I just thought that was like, I was like, oh, okay. Subtlety?
Yeah.
Where?
No such thing as subtlety.
No, absolutely not.
They really went, all right, we got to hammer home that somehow we're back to being 11s. So
I will say, I know this is still like early in, and maybe this will improve as things go along. Maybe they just feel like you already kind of know the state of play. So we're just going to quickly move through certain plot beats, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I feel like from point A, like the opening, right, where we are introduced to Rose and Ash, and then like the rebellion group that they join, like I feel like it goes from them joining this rebellion group to them leading the rebellion group, or at least being like higher up within it, in like one day.
yes, but I also do feel like in the way that they structure it, it would be insane if they were treated like they weren't gods.
I guess that's fair.
Because they do absolutely free everybody from an impenetrable prison.
That true.
On their second outing.
True. They do be doing that.
In their first outing, they already killed 2 of the fucking rich
top
people. Yeah.
guys, yeah.
So I mean, like, yes,
they already proved their worth, I guess.
Like,
but I don't know.
You can't have them do that. Free your leader, and then you be like, anyway, go fucking clean the toilets.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they would be put in the lower ranks, but like this high of a position of leadership, because
but it's already proven that Rose is a brilliant tactician.
Oh no, lie, because actually it does start that they are already kind of known within the community. Mm-hmm. They just hadn't worked with anybody else really, but they needed to be part of a larger group to accomplish their own goals,
which was to get to Rose's
Sakura.
sister.
Yeah,
Sakura, a better Sakura. Most Sakuras are better Sakuras.
So actually, that's the only thing I was a little confused about, because I'm like, okay, so they're definitely sisters, because like some of the like dialogue that they have, or at least that Sakuya has about Sakura, makes it seem like they are not sisters. And I'm like,
yeah, it does kind of.
Y'all have the same fucking face.
It does kind of do that. I'm guessing it's like she's the older sister, which makes her the princess or queen. But,
Sakuya?
Yeah. No.
Sakura.
Sakuya and Sakura. That's
yes.
the 2 names.
Nice and confusing.
Stick with Rose.
Nice and confusing.
Stick with Rose.
Yeah.
Where like Rose is the older one and the other one isn't, but she's just pretending. So like she doesn't technically have the rightful claim because she's not.
I'm picking up because she is technically in her place.
Yeah, because she technically is not the first in line, is my guess.
And she is posing as Rose, not as herself.
Yes, is what I'm assuming.
Gotcha. Because I was thinking maybe they're
like, but it is weird because they don't really. It feels like the way that they make them talk is that they're not related.
Yeah,
but they definitely are.
Yeah, I was like, are they at least cousins? Like,
yeah, whatever it is, but like I'm guessing twins, but technically Rose is the older.
Right, like born heir. 5 minutes ahead kind of thing.
That's my assumption.
Yeah,
but also. I sent this video to Sage when it happened. So when Rose is a girl.
Yeah, the reveal. There's first of all, the show got the Code Geass fan service down. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the fan service is like embedded within the identity of Code Geass.
But there's a scene where like Rose gets into like a room. And she's like finally like not around anybody, and she's like, I can finally relax, I can breathe, and she like takes off her binder to like that keeps her chesticles down, and she takes this binder off from flat, like not like A cups,
cantaloupes,
flat to fucking watermelons, and you're like, no binder in the world would get you from fucking quadruple double G's.
Quadruple double G's
to not even an A cup.
No, that binder is literal magic. Maybe that's what her Geass is.
Yeah, it's the binder.
Her Geass is actually just disguise powers.
Because
she could change the proportions of her own body.
No one is getting those cannonballs flat.
No, absolutely not. I noticed that I laughed out loud actually during that, because like at first, like during that scene, it's like, oh, like remove the wig. Okay, makes sense. Even though that hair is so much, that wig must be 1,000 fucking degrees.
Yeah.
Because girl has Code Geass levels of hair, so you just know it's down to her feet. And then it was like contacts, great voice modulator, which I'm assuming the necklace does.
Well, the contacts I think are done via the necklace thing.
I also was confused.
Was
confused about that. I'm like, okay, magic contacts. Like, okay. But then once it got to the binder, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, those quadruple double
my level
Z's.
Of like what do you call it? Like the
disbelief.
Yeah, my level
of
suspended disbelief.
Disbelief.
There it is. My level of suspended disbelief.
Suspension of belief.
Yeah, can only go so far.
I literally sent a video to Sage, and I was like, ain't no way.
Like, that is not happening.
It's just fucking massive mommy milkers. And somehow they are just flat.
Yeah.
Fucking concave chest. and she's just like, she takes it off. She's like, I can finally breathe. And you're like, how are you alive? You shouldn't
How
be
were
able
you breathing to begin with?
If you're getting them that hidden, you would not be able to breathe at all.
Oh my goodness. But yeah,
Wild scene.
wild scene.
It's like, just don't think about it. But how do you not?
Although, so, when Sakura is made like the Empress,
Yeah. They killed that kid.
they sure did. They should, like, I don't know if I'm like, yes, I feel bad, but also like we saw this kid on screen for like 3 seconds,
Yeah.
so like I don't really care.
Yeah, but he's a child.
Okay, I still have to care about the character.
He's a child. That's what makes you care.
Let's not like de
That
facto
he's a small,
caring.
adorable blonde child.
Part of an evil empire.
Yeah, but he's a small blonde child. He doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know any better. But yeah, when they made her the Empress, I was like, what?
I feel like, honestly, when Sakura gets taken, I was like, this doesn't feel like a good enough reason for her to have fucked up this plan. Like,
Right?
Rose like makes a terrible call.
Terrible.
That feels really out of place. Like, even if you take into account that like maybe she's just like, I need to get my sister safe and not really thinking it through, it still feels out of place.
No, baby girl, you should have a step-by-step plan.
Which we know she does.
Like, you're too smart to be making this massive of a fuck up.
Yeah, like we know she does planning like this, and then like one thing goes wrong, and it's like you didn't have a B through Z plan.
Yeah, like that just seems crazy
it's
to
like,
me.
It seems like you would be
But
a plan through Z person.
I could see it in that like maybe she just is like not in over her head, arrogance of like everything I've done so far has worked smooth as butter, like
yeah,
easy in and out, like get her and then we dip.
yeah, but it does
Like I could see that,
but in the moment it does feel
no,
like
but I agree. Where I was like, girl, you didn't show up with any other strategy.
yeah, it was like wow,
You just let yourself get completely fucked.
like you kind of fucking earned this fuck up.
Yeah, you deserve it at this point. Like,
Yeah, wild. It was. I did think that was kind of like okay.
I'm actually really wanting more Ash info because they keep alluding to his past.
Yeah, that he was like a terrible person.
Terrible person, but like excellent pilot.
Yeah.
And was on Britannia's side, pre-brainwashing, if you will.
Yeah.
So like I'm like itching for more Ash content because I feel like his backstory is gonna be really rich.
Yeah.
Where like it's weird, like Rose and Sakura, like they're the main characters, or at least Rose is the main character, but like I feel like I don't care about her backstory at all.
I don't care about them really at all.
You know, but I want so badly to know what Ash's backstory is and like how he got here, and I want to see what happens when, if and really when, the reveal of like this
Rose
isn't actually your brother.
Yeah.
Rose is actually Sakuya.
Yeah.
You know, like because I can.
It's fine because he loves her.
I can feel it coming, and I want to see the fallout of it.
I loved their scene in the cafe
Yeah.
where he was like genuinely like didn't know what to do with these feelings and kept ordering coffee. He had like 17 cups of coffee, just downing them, and they were like red hot. And he was like, "But she'll keep talking to me."
And girl is just like, "What the fuck?"
And then when Rose like gets back, and Ash is like, "I think I'm in love."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Shenanigans.
Ash is like adorable.
Yeah.
Apparently, mass murderer. But also,
that's
the adopted animals
that's
falling in love with Sakuya.
That's why I need more Ash content, because do you think that yes, obviously he's loyal to Rosé because of whatever Geass command happened in the past, right? But is the adopting of the animals and taking care of them
Actually him?
Is that him, or is that a byproduct of
Having
the change in his brain chemistry?
Right,
Does that make
having
sense?
Someone having him care about somebody.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I'm really hoping we delve more into his character, because so far I'm the most intrigued by him.
Yeah,
because he's getting that brooding, silent type, fiercely loyal, but also a big softie, which is number one trope. Here for it, we stand. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm team Sakuya and Ash.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That seems I feel like I would rather Ash be with Sakura, because I feel like she seems a little more head empty.
Yeah, but it's funnier. It's funnier with Sakuya.
It would be more shenanigans with Sakuya.
Absolutely. And he just never finds out about Rosé. She just gets rid of the persona slowly.
I feel would she be able to handle that? That level of compartmentalization of having, let's say she decides, yes, I want to explore a relationship with Ash as my actual self, Sakuya.
Right.
But also balance this brother leader relationship with Ash as Rosé.
She lets Rosé die.
And then shows up being hey, do you remember me? We met at that coffee shop.
Yeah, and I happen to be a really good military tactician.
I'm just so smart. You guys should totally add me to your ranks.
Yeah, and I'll have sex with you. And he's like, all right.
He's you know what, guys? I think we should sign her up.
They're like, yeah, really? What about your brother that you just lost? She said she'd give me sex. I don't really know what that is, but that seems like something I'd want.
It seems like something I would want.
She says it like it's something that's good.
Yeah. She said it in a way that sounded very tantalizing.
Very Goku logic. Sex, is that some kind of fruit?
But yeah, I'm curious to see how this story progresses. Right now, I feel it feels a little bit fast for me in terms of pacing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, kind of as it goes, we get moments to slow down and delve more into the characters.
I would agree.
But other than that, I am really enjoying it. I am looking forward to it every week, kind of a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. It's only 4 episodes, so there's not much to say.
Nightmare designs are pretty great.
Yeah, I really am liking the nightmare designs as well. Although I will be honest, the what are they called? The knights that are high up in the Imperial. They're not the Imperial Guard, but I can't remember what they're called.
What the brothers are?
No, I don't think the brothers were.
The evil brothers.
Not the evil. No, the evil brothers, I think, were just high-ranking officials. But you remember what were they called? The Knights of something.
I don't remember. The Knights of whatever.
Valor.
Sure.
That's definitely wrong, but yeah. Yeah, the Knights so far, they're definitely doing a good job showcasing their power. Except I do think some of the character designs are extra goofy. That guy with the green hair that comes out like this.
Yeah, but that hot girl that's hot.
The hot girl that's hot.
That's her really only defining character trait. Is that she's the hot girl that's hot. And wears no clothes.
Yeah. Knights of the Round, that's what they're called.
Sure.
That was really bothering me that I couldn't remember.
But yeah, so far I think it's solid. I'd say go watch it, but I feel like you're also not necessarily missing anything.
I think if you don't care about Code Geass, you don't need to watch it.
Yeah, if you like,
and I think this would be a weird, actually, introduction into the story.
I think it would be a terrible introduction.
Yeah, like if you were always teasing watching it, don't start with this because you're gonna be extra confused.
Yeah.
But I think if you do like Code Geass, watch it. What?
I'm just imagining like Boruto's dad has a TV show. That guy that showed up for 2 seconds has a show. That guy with the red headband for some reason that looks like a hippie. There's a show about him.
Looks like a hippie. He does look like a hippie.
Rosé's dad has a show.
I feel like surely Lelouch is gonna have to come up more often than like that one scene.
I would hope not.
I mean, I will be surprised if
I would like him to just not.
I'm surprised they even showed him, TBH.
A bit of fan service.
I guess that's fair. But that's why I think he's going to show up more.
I'm hoping it's just that.
But probably
just
not
in
like a pivotal way.
I would
maybe to give us like exposition on Rosé.
I feel like it was a one and done. I feel like he's out.
Really? Because I feel like
I would hope so.
My assumption is that's where Rosé got the Geass from.
Well, it's not even an assumption. That's very clearly stated.
Right. But I mean,
it's very clearly shown.
Not assumption, but like we know that's where she got it from.
Right.
But like, are we gonna? I feel like they would have him come back for that, like flashback, or whatever it might be, but not in like a way where it's the Lelouch show again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think they do that. Damn. All right. Ignored.
Rejected.
I was waving at you. Hi.
But yeah.
Yeah. I want it to be that was the one time he shows up and that's it.
Mm.
He's just
one and done.
Yeah. Like it's there for the people that know. But he has no real pertaining to the story besides being the catalyst for it.
Right.
Which is very him.
I agree.
Just being like, here, go start World War VII. Bye.
World War VII. At this point, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. You have anything else you want to talk about with it, or?
No, I think that's it. Since it is only 4 episodes, we can
right.
move on to Les Boys.
Les Boys season 4. Spoilers for The Boys season 4 and beforehand. So, I think I hate Ryan. Or I think I hate the way they write him.
Elaborate.
He makes progress, falls right back to Homelander, makes progress, goes right back to Homelander, makes progress.
He's 15.
Goes right back to but like every time you're like, oh, all right, he's 15, he's just making, but like then they give him a reason to be like, I should not be with this guy. And then it's like, nah, he decides to go back with him anyway.
I personally, I don't really have any problem with Ryan and the way he's being written because you have to realize he started off only knowing his mom.
Uh-huh.
And only being like taught by her, the values that she gave him up until he was like 13.
Which were, don't be a dick. And
right.
He immediately goes against that.
But then, once Rebecca is out of the picture, and he can only rely on Homelander because Homelander will never let Butcher have him.
Uh-huh.
And Butcher is just so messed up that, honestly, that's a whole other can of worms. But, like, the influence that Homelander has and the indoctrination of, like, no, like, you are a god and you don't need to feel empathetic for humans.
Right.
When you're that young and you, like, Ryan, in theory, even though he is obviously untrained, so he's not going to be as capable as Homelander, in theory has all of the powers that Homelander does.
Yeah, but, like, from 0 to 13... you were taught nothing but compassion. And then immediately...
But then it's not just it's not just, oh, now he's being taught something wrong. his entire life is flipped upside down.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, and it's not even that. Like, like I could accept that. It's just that, like, the way it feels like it's written to me is that they want Ryan to feel like he's complex, but they have to keep having him go back to Homelander because he has to be there for season 5.
Honestly, I know what you mean.
Because, like, especially with the last episode.
Right.
Where he's in the room with Butcher, and they're talking everything out. And, like, he just witnessed Homelander go through a meltdown and was like, get the fuck over here right now. I am ordering you.
Where he, like, lasered his entire room.
Yeah, and then he's like... And then he finds out that Homelander is a bad person.
Right.
Duh.
Surprise, surprise.
And already made him kill a guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm going back to Homelander. Bye. And then fucking shoves Mallory and kills her. And then he's like... And fucks off. And you're like... Am I supposed to feel sympathy for you or am I not? Which is it?
I feel like Ryan is on he's on the knife's edge.
Right, but like I feel like it's not written well enough for me to, or maybe it's not acted well enough. I don't know.
I will say, and this is no shade to Ryan's actor. Maybe it's just because he is so young. Like the guy is only 18 years old, and I think this is like his first major role, if my memory serves right.
Also, the makeup and hair department does him no favors, but on purpose, I'm assuming. Because
they're trying to make him look younger.
They're meant to make him look younger and like basic as fuck.
Yeah,
but boy, that kid looks not.
They're not
interesting at all.
It's the bowl cut that's doing nothing.
Yeah,
and the styling.
And his he's like upping his voice register.
Yeah, they're trying to age him down for sure, but I feel like whatever delivery is supposed to be there for these moments of like, ooh, is he falling onto the side of Homelander, or does he still like, or will he go with Butcher, right? Like that kind of dilemma. The delivery of it, I think, is just not there.
Yeah.
And again, I can't really blame him because he is so young, and like the rest of the cast is like basically super experienced, like way older.
But it's like
cast members.
Yeah, but it's also like because he keeps getting these things where it's like, how are you not like? He gets the message from his dad where he's like, just fucking do it. Like, do the Muppet Show, whatever. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not. Fuck this. This is terrible. Don't attack your parents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, you're standing up for yourself after you just let a girl slap a dude nonstop.
Right.
Which was good until it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then
good until it wasn't.
I mean, he
you're absolutely
he deserved to get his ass kicked for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. It's like it's a lot. There's a lot of things going on. And he just kind of bothers me because he feels like he keeps flip flopping, but in a way that's not written super well.
I think that's
or
valid.
acted well. I don't know. One of those two.
That's valid. I personally still like Ryan, and I think I can understand the inconsistency of his trajectory.
I guess that's fair.
Because developing into a functioning human being is not a linear line.
Yeah.
Especially when you have such extremes in front of you to pick through. So.
Also, Erin Moriarty can act.
Yeah.
When
holy
she was able to
shit.
be in a shapeshifter.
Holy shit. I was like, where has this been for 4 seasons?
They really did her
because
dirty.
There have been hints and moments in other scenes where I'm like, ooh, she's good in this scene. But this was the first time where I was like, I fully bought in that she was a different person, if that makes sense. I was like, yes, that is no longer Annie. That's the shapeshifter. Complete difference. I was like, this is the best she's been in this show.
Which is clearly that it's not her. It's what they give her as Annie.
And I think her other material that she's had, and I think maybe it's just because it's this season, or maybe it's because she gets really weighed down by, I think, her relationship with Huey and the constant back and forth with them, to the point where I'm like, I am sick of you two. Either be together.
I don't think season 4 had a lot of back and forth, except for the last episode.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the all context here from
Gotcha.
season 1 through 4.
Okay.
Not just season 4, because they're pretty rock solid for most of season 4.
I would say the only time they're not is kind of Annie being kind of a dick.
What do you mean?
When she's like, you slept with the shapeshifter, and he's like, I didn't know it was you. Or not you.
Right.
Like, he was ostensibly raped.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't know it wasn't you.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, but you just fucked this up. You like, all you want is just Annie to be ready to go down at any time, kind of. And I'm like, this feels like a weird route to take here, where your boyfriend, who thought he was getting engaged to you,
right,
just found out it wasn't you, and that he was ostensibly having sex with someone that wasn't you, and thus rape. And you're like mad at him about it.
Right.
And it feels kind of fucked up.
I don't know. I see both sides of the coin.
It feels kind of fucked up to be mad about it.
Like, but
and then he did say he started piecing it together because of how she wasn't like her.
Right. But I think like that initial outburst, like I think by the time season 5 starts, I think she's gonna get over it.
I mean,
personally,
she goes down the stairs, she's like, "You're getting tested because I'm not getting shifter syphilis."
Right, and he was like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
I can understand her initial outburst, and I think that line of like, "You're getting tested before we do anything else together," like,
is them getting on the mend,
and I think she realizes like she's probably going like a little too extreme here. I don't know. Yes. It's the implication that like I don't think she so much minds that he didn't realize it wasn't her, because she's a shapeshifter who can literally steal your memories. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like what's the man supposed to do?
Yeah.
But like I think it's just that initial shock of like, I got locked up and you're out here fucking my body double.
Yeah,
And I think it was the fact that she was like, how many times did you do it? And he was like, I don't know, like maybe 20. I was like, Huey, you say like 3. You say 3.
I respect the man for telling the truth.
But
that's important.
It is important. But I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I can see why she's mad. But it's like,
no, I agree.
How would you feel about your partner being like...
I agree. I think she got too mad.
Yeah, how would you feel about your partner while you ostensibly got raped? Mm-hmm. Being like, I can't believe you did that to me. Like, that you slept with someone else.
Right.
What, just because they wanted to sleep with you?
Right.
Like, I was imprisoned. Like, you didn't come help me, but it's like, I didn't... Like,
how would I know?
Yeah, and it's like... But again, that's why I'm like... I understand why she's mad... But it felt like a wrong route.
Like,
it felt fucked up to go that route.
I don't know. I just feel like going that route, yes, it's fucked up, but like that feels like a real response.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, if anything, like this is the one show where they're not going to pull the punches.
No, yeah.
No pun intended. But like, I agree. I think her reaction and like... The thought process there was definitely not right, but like I can't really fault her for being upset either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's very real, too real.
Yeah,
too real.
Yeah, especially that Huey fucking proposed to her.
Oh my God, poor thing. And honestly though, like. Oh. And then he was like, she found your keys on the first try. That has never happened.
She wore a dress, and the first thing you do when you get home is get
into like,
sweatpants and sweatshirt.
Comfy.
Yeah. What was the other thing? I don't remember what the
I don't remember the other one.
But yeah,
either.
like I thought that was cute too.
Yeah.
That he did start noticing that things were odd.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they get the video of Singer being like, if you killed her when I told her?
I don't know. Who?
Because the shifter's dead. But and there was no way you're getting a signal from the fucking bunker basement they were in.
But who even took the video?
The shifter, I would assume. Who else?
So what? Maybe they have Wi-Fi in the bunker. She just connected
like
to
it
the
would make
Wi-Fi.
No sense.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't work in the bunker.
Yeah, but I thought that I thought that was weird.
No, I agree. That
was like, how
does
the
seem
fuck
like a
did they
little
get
bit
that?
like question mark. What the hell? Even if you had surveillance, like who's leaking the surveillance?
Yeah. Also, Sage still having the plan because she was like, just because I thought I wanted to.
Sage, when she just shows back up and she's like, oh, here's this important person on the phone. Just talk to them and you're good to go.
Yep.
And Homelander is standing there so shocked, like, what? And she's like, yeah, no, he's on the phone. Just call me anytime you want to do this again. And he's like, again? She was like, yeah, this was more fun than I expected it to be.
I was just like, because she's like, yeah, thanks. It was like, you gave me something to do.
Yeah.
To see if I could. And I'm like, that's wild, but also he was such a piece of shit.
But also, like, if you were the smartest person on Earth, maybe that would be, like, what else is going to entertain you? What is going to be, like, there's no other person who's on your intellectual level.
Yeah.
She has to lobotomize herself to enjoy basic human pleasures, if that makes sense.
I feel like she lobotomizes herself to have sex with the Deep because the Deep's an idiot.
The Deep is definitely. I feel like maybe she lobotomized, but doesn't she do that with everyone? Oh no, because Black Noir said she didn't do that with him, but he's not supposed to talk, so
Yeah.
maybe she didn't feel the need to.
But it was just the Deep, which, by the way, the Deep would be the worst character ever if it wasn't played by the guy it is played.
Chase
by.
Crawford?
Yeah, like he is the worst written, insufferable. But Chase Crawford's commitment to this bit is the only thing that makes the Deep work.
He takes it so serious, and like you really believe that like the Deep is this like weasel, like absolute scum of the earth guy who's just trying to like get ahead in life.
Yeah,
you know,
like there's if it was anybody else, I don't think they can make that character work.
He betrayed Ambrosia. Is that the octopus's
Yes.
name? How dare? And then, come on, she was ride or die.
She was.
She was ride
She
or
was.
die, and he betrayed her.
Yeah. And then Firecracker with her fucking milk.
Also, like, I'm curious, what kind of medication is she taking to induce lactation that is slowly killing her? Like, how much are you taking of anything that it's going to kill you over time? You know what I mean?
Well, she did say it was. Literally, there's a thing that says there has been no approved drug that does that. So
To facilitate, like, to,
so she's doing a lot of non-approved drugs.
oh, I was gonna say, because I know like they have, I guess it's not explicitly for that then, because they do have like certain things you can take to like help, I guess, encourage the production of it, if that makes sense, to like help your body and like produce.
I'm literally reading some things that could have side effects for it, and they're all like. They
Death.
would, but
Death.
you're gonna be really bad. Can cause worse heart conditionings and cardiac arrhythmia. So there are things that can do it.
Right. But the side effects are probably not worth it.
Yeah, which she says.
And she's not even, well, I guess technically you don't have to have a baby to breastfeed.
No,
But like, if she was,
she could just get pregnant and solve the problem. But
that would make it easier.
it sure would.
Do you think if her and Homelander had a baby, like, would she withstand the baby's birth?
Who knows?
Because Homelander rips through his mother in birth.
Yeah, Ryan didn't rip through
True.
because he didn't get his powers till later.
But he was also,
He's the first ever natural born
so what?
because he never got V.
No, I know he's the first natural born.
Yeah.
But why, like, Homelander, when he's born, he literally just lasers his way out.
Yeah.
But, like, did he have V then in utero, or it's because
I think it's just his power.
his
because
half?
other babies are also given it in utero, I believe.
No, I thought that was the injection was post birth.
Well, then
I
Homelander
think
was
what
the
it
only one
could
that
be,
was
I think
given
it
to
could
him
be
beforehand.
because Soldier Boy is his biological father, so half of his DNA does already have traces of V. So if he had that to begin with, and the compound V in utero, like artificially added,
Yeah.
that could make sense as to why it's like literally right at his birth the power spawn.
Yeah.
Because the other babies we see with powers, they're already like 6 months to a year.
Right. Did you expect A-Train to flip?
Yes, I said that. I was like, I know he's gonna flip. I want him to flip.
Also, Ashley taking the V.
Ashley taking the V and then her head starts getting huge. I was like, and it was really funny because she was taking it, and I'm like, if I was Ashley, I would be like, don't be something stupid. Don't be something stupid. Don't be something stupid.
It's gonna be something stupid.
Like,
It's gonna be the worst thing.
like the most inconvenient.
She's gonna be like a puddle monster, and like they're just gonna be like, oh, well, we found Ashley.
There's
Kill her.
Ashley.
Yeah.
You killed the wrong Ashley.
Oh well, everyone's named Ashley. I don't-
Everyone's named Ashley.
And then he's like, murder boner.
Oh no, murder boner.
Um,
What did you think about Frenchie and Kamiko's kiss? Cause I have feelings about it.
I always wanted it.
Oh, I guess I'm a hater then.
I always wanted it, and then she finally says words.
She sure does.
Well, she says word
Oh yeah, she says no. That's it.
over and over, but she does
Yeah.
say word.
What
But
you-
I liked it because I've been wanting them. They're adorable.
We don't hear what she says to Frenchie, right? Like the command that
Oh, the lady? No,
The
she
girl
just goes
gives?
into the ear. And,
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, no, I personally, because here's my thing about Frenchie and Kamiko. I have always loved their dynamic. And I was like, yes, ride or die for these two besties. And then when they have the kiss, I think in season 2 or 3, I can't remember now. And they're like, they mutually decide this feels weird. Like, we don't need to pursue a romantic relationship. I was like, yes,
I was bummed about
this is what, because when I tell you, you literally never ever see just like twin flames that are not romantically together, but they're just so like one with each other and like on the same wavelength.
it. Yeah.
Like I was so rooting for that to just continue.
I wanted it.
And
I wanted it.
I don't hate that they're going to be together, but I wish that they stay as just
I'm here for it. I was very bummed when they were
not
like, no, I don't feel
romantically
anything."
together.
And I was like, you don't feel anything? No, that's you guys are fucking so hot together.
They're like, I don't feel anything, and I was like, me neither, boo.
nah, bro. Frenchie's so hot.
Okay, they can be hot.
Karen Fukuhara, so hot.
They can be hot on screen together and not have to be romantically involved.
I disagree. If you're hot together, you gotta be
Yeah,
banging
Mike's
together.
like, them's the rules.
Yeah. If you hot together, you be together. That's I don't make
You
the
look
rules.
good together on screen, together.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. It's just how it be.
I don't know. I just really wish they continue. Like, maybe they'll realize actually Frenchie is fucking off to God knows where. So who
Not
knows?
on purpose.
I know, but I'm just saying he's not gonna be
Also, not Mother's
Around?
Milk getting dick slapped.
the poor Mother's Milk. Like, this man cannot catch a break with that super like the extendo dick, if you will.
MM,
Because didn't he get dick slapped in when they were at Herogasm?
he might have.
Oh
He
no,
might have.
no! He got splooged on
Yes.
like that insane amount.
yeah.
Yeah, poor thing.
Poor MM.
Man is really losing it.
And then he has the fucking panic attack that causes him to go into like cardiac arrest.
No, he didn't have a heart attack.
Oh.
They just said that he thought it was a heart attack, but the doctors were
I
like,
thought his heart did stop. That's why they were like, you have to get him to a hospital right now.
no, he thought he was having a heart attack, and he passed out or whatever. And so
Yeah.
they took him to the hospital because they also thought he was having a heart attack. And they were like, no, you didn't have a heart attack. You just had a really severe panic attack. But if you don't stop whatever the fuck it is you're doing, you will have a heart attack and you will die.
So, before we end the episode, what did you think of Butcher's final move? That he lets Jeffrey Dean Morgan in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really understand the like tumor tentacles,
Well, I mean, it's the V.
but like
He took V.
I know, but like, why is the power different now? Because is it because it's not Temp V?
Yeah.
That is power. Oh, I just assumed if you took Temp V and
No, I think it gives you different powers.
Oh,
Temp V is not the same thing.
Because like Temp V, they were saying you get it for like 24 hours or whatever
Yeah.
it is. I thought you would still, whatever that power that manifests from the temp would have been like what you would have gotten.
No,
with
I
V.
assumed that V was like real V would give you something like
More.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course, he's the one that fucks everything up, though.
Butcher.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, because what's her name was totally flipping. Head exploder lady.
Oh, Victoria Newman.
Yeah, she was flipped.
Yeah,
They had her,
they had her.
and Jeffrey Dean Morgan's like, kill him.
Also, I don't want to believe that Victoria's dead. I know we saw her get ripped in half, but like, she went down way too easy.
I think that's just to show how strong Butcher is.
Can she only head pop though?
I think.
I'm trying to think. Do we see her do anything else in Gen V? She does.
I don't know. I
Do
never
other
watched Gen
stuff.
V.
Oh,
But,
it's worth it.
Homelander lasers her and she's fine.
Oh yes, when he exposes her. So like, I feel like she could have. Like, I feel like she went down too easy. In my opinion. And then we see Zoe going into the Red River, like, orphanage or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it is. Foster care.
Sure does.
Which I'm like, wow, look what you did, lady. You done fucked up. You made your daughter into a demon.
Yeah. And then orphaned her.
And then you orphaned her into the same hellscape that you were in.
Yep.
Good one. Maybe Edgar will adopt her now that he's out. Because he cares about Zoe.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Is Samir still alive?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe he can get her back.
Yeah.
And he can have his demon daughter.
Yeah. But yet it was all part of the plan. Somehow.
I just...
All right. Season 4 is fine. Watch it.
Yeah, watch it. I will be honest. I think... I don't know if this makes sense, but my opinions on season 4 will be more solidified once I watch season 5.
Yeah.
Because it will determine if this setup was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Jack Quaid, best boy.
Yeah.
Love Jack Quaid. All right. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Vague Layman Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, like, follow. You have 3 weeks to watch Code Geass. So get on that. And don't forget to check out Cat the Windstar on Twitch. And we will see you guys next week for whatever it is we talk about.
Bye.